So the same characters that would be in this, like the same characters that would be in this book would be Pony Boy, obviously, Two Bit, Soda Pop, Dairy, Johnny, Dallas, Randy, Cherry Bob. So just like how the Outsiders had all these characters because that's how the story was made to put all together. Since it's just like the same, this is like everything's just the same, but only in a social perspective. These characters are still mentioned, and Johnny and Dallas are still alive, but not in detail, like during the book, but now they're dead, right? So some new characters that I would add would be Bob and Buck's parents, about how they're really careless and how they kind of spoiled him and Bob. I would talk about how Buck and Bob both had a sister named Julie who was married, and how what she's going through, even though she's really not a part of all this. I would talk about an aunt he has named Aunt Annie, who basically took care of them when they were little because their parents were so busy with their own things and their own wealth and their own business that they never had time to actually raise the two of them. But they had an aunt named Annie who like basically took them as their own, as her own. So another character I would say would be Phil. So he would be one of those socios that was a part of the gang, and now that Bob's gone, he's gonna be one of those characters who's like trying to take over, and like be the new leader and stuff like that. And Richard, another soc who's in the gang, would be kind of like the lone wolf who's always there but could always take care of himself, and he's just there for the amusement, I guess. And then the last two characters would be Charles and Michael, who are best friends of Buck, and but like the thing is, Buck's not like them, like because Buck, he doesn't like the fights and everything that happens between the social and the greasers. He doesn't like to be like go out and like get himself drunk. He doesn't like to smoke. He doesn't like to do all that stuff. Even though he does smoke sometimes but only when he's stressed out. But Charles and Michael, they're like kind of like the complete opposite of him. They like to fight. They like to like cause a ruckus. They like basically do everything that's opposite from Buck, but they're still best friends for some odd reason. So I guess the place it would take place, it would take place in the 1950s, the same time, the Outsiders took place, because basically the story is taking place during the time of the Outsiders. It's just in another person's perspective. And in the movie, it said that this was New York, like the area they lived in was New York. So I'm assuming that that's where the Outsiders took place. So since this is like in like the exact same story in the exact same place, this all would be set in the same areas of New York. So this was my reading journal number 7. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and sorry for the small clips because they wouldn't load that much.